Welcome back, everyone, to episode 51 of the Posttopostpod podcast. We hope you had a great Thanksgiving, and for all of our other listeners, we hope you had a great Thursday, How have you been, buddy?
I'm good, man. We had a good Thanksgiving here. We host every year. As you can hear, I'm sick again. Yes, thank you. It's been 2 weeks, and I'm sick again. My daughter decided to give 9 of the 13 people here a stomach bug. So for 24 hours, I was throwing up, and that's why my voice sounds like this. And it was not great, not fun. But I lost 9 pounds, so if I could get the stomach bug again, lose another 9 pounds, I might do it.
It's give and take.
Other than that, man, that was terrible. I never want to experience that again in my life.
Your daughter gave you all...
Yeah, she had it's something like parvovirus, but like parvo is like what little puppies have as like.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's kind of like a deadly disease in dogs, but it's different. It's something that sounds like that. I'm not 100%, but they were like, yeah, it's super contagious, but it's really just like a 24-hour bug for most adults.
That's incredible.
And it hit 9 of the 13 people at my house. I was like, oh, woof. So yeah, that was not fun, but I did have a very good Thanksgiving with my family. How was yours?
That's awesome. Yeah, kind of the opposite for me. I kind of stayed home. My grandmother, we found out that she tested positive for COVID.
Oh, at least you found out before, not after. You know?
So we're just like, yeah, we're going to cancel this, and we'll give you a call. And
She doing all right?
She's doing good. Yeah,
Good.
she's doing better.
I wish you told me. I'm a big proponent of if you have nowhere to go, you can come to my house for Thanksgiving. But
well, thankfully I didn't get sick.
yeah,
huh?
I was gonna say, good thing you didn't come. I don't know if I'll eat Thanksgiving dinner next year after this. That's how bad it was, man. Yeah, I don't know if I'll do it next year. We'll see. It's a year away, so I'll probably forget.
Is it one of those things where you look at it and you're just like, oh?
Yeah, It's like that alcohol you never want to have again.
Yeah, I was just about to bring that up too. Tommy, when we were over at his house, he had this Bombay Sapphire mixed drink in a can.
Oh yeah, the gin and tonic pre-made, kind of like what you're drinking right now. That's the Dogfish Head one, right? You want to show them?
Sure.
It's a whiskey sour from them. But yeah, these are ready-to-drink cocktails that are coming out. I got one too, actually. This one's a long drink. It's basically gin and tonic, but flavored.
And so years ago, me and my friend Brandon were doing this Bombay Sapphire. Actually, for the listeners, while he was gone, we had that whole thing with Lord of the Rings when I do 3 back-to-back shots of Bombay. And it's like, it's one of those drinks where like you just look like, if I'm in the liquor store and I see Bombay, like I get ready to vomit.
No way,
Yeah.
That's bad.
I hate it with the passion.
That's hilarious.
But we have a lot of news to cover for
2 whole weeks, baby.
2 whole weeks of hockey news. It's been insane this week, especially with everything going on. I feel like me and you were just back to back, like posting on with all the news.
Yeah, so we got today is Thursday, December 2nd. We're recording. This will drop for you guys on Monday the 6th, and we'll have a couple more episodes. We are going to take off the Christmas week too, just to keep everyone aware, just like we did for Thanksgiving. But we will record the week of New Year's because we don't want to give you guys 3 weeks away, you know?
No.
So yeah.
Perfect. So let's start with a trade and a retire. The Chicago Blackhawks, literally today, traded Malcolm Subban to the Sabres for future considerations. Subban this season is 6-8-1 with a 3.20 GAA and .900 save percentage.
Hey, that's almost as good as Fleury.
Oh, thanks, buddy. See what you did. He joins Aaron Dell, Craig Anderson, and Dustin Tokarski. Dell is 0-4 with a 4.56 GAA and .862 save percentage. Woof.
That's one guy worse than Fleury.
There we go.
So actually, while we're there too, the Sabres are playing tonight. They were up 3-0 over Florida. And then I think Florida scored. They went up 4-1. Florida came back and won 7-4. Aaron Dell was in net for that. I don't know if he stayed in for all 7, man, but that is a collapse and a half. I was like, damn, they're hot out the gate. Good to see this. And then
so it's worse after this.
Oh yeah,
somehow.
It's going down if he stayed in for all 7 of those. Jesus, 4.56 is high.
Oof. Tokarski is 4-5-3 with a 3.28 GAA and a .903 save percentage, which I thought was interesting because I feel like he's been standing on his head and kind of has been like the starter for Buffalo as of late.
Yeah, and I mean, that's not like terrible numbers, but the 4-5-3 is really what shows there. Like, for him to put up like decent numbers like that and still not have a winning record, it goes to show what Buffalo is, kind of, you know?
Yeah, exactly. And then you have Craig Anderson, who had an upper body injury 2 weeks ago. As of yesterday, he's traveling with the team and is 4-2 with a 2.50 GA and .921 save percentage. I still remember talking about Craig Anderson coming into Buffalo from Washington after not playing at all for Washington last season, and we're just like, who is this? Like, what the hell is he going to do? And he actually
Kind of shades of Mike Smith, kind of turning it around a little bit. I don't know if it'll last, but
work,
it's good that it's working for Buffalo right now.
Right. And I said, actually, compared to Buffalo's goalies, this is a nice pickup for the Sabres, hopefully. We also have a number being retired in Minnesota. Former Wild captain Mikko Koivu will be the first player in Wild history to have his number retired. This will take place March 13th against Nashville. He played 15 seasons with the Wild, 1,035 games played, 206 goals, 505 assists, and 711 points. Wow. Mikko Koivu has been a name, huh?
Yeah, that guy's a legend in Minnesota. The one thing that sticks out to me about him was the GM of Minnesota at the time. They were like a terrible team. Mikko Koivu was like their big star, their stud. And they're like, yeah, we're really only interested in like a Mikko Koivu in the market. Like, yeah, sick dude. He's all you have. Like, of course you are. Like, there's no other player on this team that you would want on your team.
Right, exactly. Moving on from all this, we have a huge sign this week. The New Jersey Devils signed Jack Hughes to an 8-year, $64 million, $8 million a year average contract. Hughes was drafted first overall in the 2019 draft. He's played 120 games with the Devils with 20 goals and 35 assists since entering the league. He's only played 3 games this season with 2 goals and 1 assist. He just returned after having a separated shoulder injury on October 19th. Looking like the Devils see him as a future player, huh?
Yeah, that's their big star on the front end, right?
Oh, huge star. It's like, nope, you're the guy, buddy. Like, Marty Brodeux's gone. You're going to be the star of the show now.
Better earn it.
Yep. Hope so. Also, December 18th versus Detroit, we'll see the New Jersey third jersey. Try to say that.
Jersey.
Jersey. What's your opinion on that shitty-ass jersey?
I mean, I like the cursive word jersey on the front of it, and that's about where it ends for me. I don't know, man. Like, there isn't much great about it. It's just a plain black jersey.
Just a plain black
There's,
jersey.
Too many
jersey
stripes on it, too. You know how many stripes they have on there? It's like absurd.
It's
It's
absurd.
21 stripes to represent like the 21 counties in New Jersey or something. Like, I don't know. They dug too deep. And then they're like, we put a skate lace on the chest like all the other hockey jerseys have.
Cool.
But it's a shout out to Marty Brodeur for some reason.
Sick, buddy. Yeah,
I don't know.
Right? I don't know.
Not a huge fan.
I'm loving all the memes, though, for it. Someone's like wearing a hat like mine that just says hat.
Yeah, in the cursive writing. It's great.
Cursive writing.
While we're on New Jersey, too, I'm just going to jump onto this here. They were ranked to have the worst fan experience in the NHL. This was kind of embarrassing to see. Vegas was at the bottom. They were the second worst. The top 3 were Calgary, Ottawa, and Vancouver.
Mm-hmm.
But this was based on capacity, cost of tickets and goods, other factors, things like that. So it was kind of cool to see them actually rank all the arenas. They did it for all 4 major sports leagues. I can leave the link below for you guys to check out. But, I mean, I understand why it ended up like this, but at the same time, I don't. Like,
yeah,
I get it that shit's expensive, but like that's life, you know. I think they're doing an injustice to the arenas by doing this. Like,
right.
I don't know how to explain it better, but
like, why would you go to a game if like if you just want to if you want a drink or like you want a hot dog, you realize you're gonna be paying out of your ass, you know?
Yeah, and I mean, this could honestly be bad for New Jersey because the market they're in. You could drive, 20, 30 minutes and go to the Rangers game, the Islanders game. There's other teams right in the vicinity that you could go and watch. So
right.
I would hate to see this affect them negatively. You know what I mean?
Right, exactly.
I don't know. Just thought it was interesting.
That makes me wonder now. I kind of want to go back and watch, the Devils games and see, their home games and see how many fans they have in the stands. Think there's a lot?
Yeah, I think so. There aren't a lot of arenas that don't typically quote unquote sell out in the NHL now. Like, I mean, Arizona, Florida stick out, probably Columbus, but from there, I don't think there's a lot of arenas that are empty, because money's got to be coming in for those guys. But yeah, I think that the term sellout is a little weird when it comes to arenas too, because the Red Sox in the MLB had the longest running streak of selling out the arena every game. But I mean, Fenway wasn't full. They would just sell give the tickets away basically to people, and some people would be like, I can't even go to the game. So
yeah, right.
The seats aren't filled, but
the
tickets are sold
all over the
you know?
place, and they're just giving away.
So yeah, there's a little tangent there for you.
Yeah, I liked it. Speaking of jerseys, We got a few jerseys that happened that came up this week and last week as well.
Maybe we can do a nice hour-long jersey dive like we did for our first episode. God, that was a dumb idea.
Was fucking dumb.
What a couple of fucking idiots.
Look how far we've come. Full circle, buddy.
Yeah, that's right.
Full fucking circle.
Bozo to bozo.
This one's for you, Kenny. So, speaking of jerseys, we have Team Canada and Team USA unveiled their jerseys for the 2022 Winter Olympics.
I think Finland did too. Sorry to jump in. I think I saw Finland's as well.
Oh, I missed that one.
Yeah.
I love the Canada ones. I mean, I feel like Canada's always sick. The red, black, and...
Yeah, I agree. The one thing I didn't
works.
like was the leaf didn't look too great this year. I kind of thought it looked like kind of like a pot leaf almost.
Right,
I was like, not for this. Or a seashell.
And then they have the USA ones that I was like, eh...
It looks like fucking soccer jerseys. Like,
yeah.
They look very like form-fitting, and the sleeves look real tight. Like, I don't know. I didn't like them last year's. I didn't really like the whatever like style they had on them. They were like blizzard or like razor looking on the arms. I didn't like that too much, but they were better than these things, man. These look like 100%. The soccer teams wearing them kind of thing.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of those ones. But yeah, Team Canada all the way. But yeah, it's got like a little chubby little leaf in the front.
Yeah,
it's weird. We also got the jerseys for Tampa and Nashville for the Stadium Series. Smashville, buddy.
Yeah, I love that they went with that and put that right bold face right on the jerseys.
Fucking love that.
Tampa brought back the Bolts ones. I really like those jerseys. I used to have a white Stamkos jersey that was the Bolts logo. Actually, I think it was black. I forget.
I love how it's kind of old school where, like, the lettering on the front of the jerseys are fucking huge.
Yeah.
And it, like, takes up, like, a weird spot of the jersey.
I think you kind of have to. Like, you see Pittsburgh and New York Rangers, when they're diagonal, there's so many letters that they have to be kind of smaller. But with the Bolts, there's only 5 letters. So if you did it small, it kind of looks stupid. You know what I mean?
Right, exactly.
But, yeah, I mean, I would rock either one of these in a heartbeat. Those are nice.
Yeah, exactly. Speaking about diagonal, on December 11th, we're also going to get the Penguins' third diagonal jerseys. Throwback. I like those. How do you feel about the diagonals?
Yeah, I'm all for it, man. I
the Rangers had it, and Pens, and
yeah, I like it. Do you like them or no?
I don't know. I like them, but I don't know if I like them. You know what I'm talking about? Like, I like them because, like, they're old school. But at the same time, if I were to sit there and be like, do I love them?
I think the Rangers one is, like, iconic. That's, like, the original one. So, like, it gets a little dicey when I see, like, a Pittsburgh or the Bolts. But, I mean, I like Tampa Bay a lot. So, I do like theirs. But, yeah, I thought it was cool to see them come out.
Let's move on from the jersey talk.
Are you sure? We could do this in another 50 minutes, I think.
We probably could. We'll put Billy to work. So... Moving on to the Calgary Flames, I got the Flames are flaming hot. The Calgary Flames are the first team in modern history since 1943 with 6 shutouts through their first 17 games. Holy shit. Jacob Markstrom and Dan Vladar is the best goalie tandem in the NHL currently. Markstrom Markstrom with a 9-4-4 record, 1.75 GAA, and .938 save percentage. And Dan Vladar with a 4-0-1 record with a 1.57 GAA and .946 save percentage.
You ready for a hometown bitch fest?
Go.
Why the fuck did we pay Ullmark $3 million to suck in net? We had Swayman, we had Vladar, and we were looking okay. Like, we could have lasted without Rask. And there was so much more on the market. You could have got better for better than Ullmark, blah, 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 going on and on and on. But look at this guy's numbers right now. It's fucking insane. Like,
holy shit.
And we just fucking ship him for a bag of pucks.
See you later.
I don't know. Dumb.
No, I was with you.
Frustrating.
Me, you, and our friend Kyle, was it yesterday or the day before? We went on this rant.
But at the time, when this happened, I would have rather have kept Swayman than Vladar.
Oh, yeah, Swayman for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
but to sign Ullmark is just...
The Ullmark thing is absurd.
Yeah, it's just dumb. Horrible
There were so many goalies that moved this offseason. You go with that guy.
And you go with Ullmark. It was just... let's move on. We're talking about Calgary right now. Calgary's hot. Bruins are not hot, okay? We're moving on to Calgary. So these are the shutouts in the first 20 games comparisons. In 1925-1926, the Senators had 9. In 1928-29, the Canadiens had 8. And then you have 2021-2022, the Calgary Flames have 7. Now, they're in first for this because it only took them 17 games to get this, the 7. So then you have 1927, 1928, the Boston Bruins had 7. 1928-29, the New York Rangers had 7. And then you have 1928-29, the Americans had 7.
What a good year for goaltending,
What a
huh?
great year for goaltending
Canadiens,
back in
Rangers, and Americans all in the same year
But
combined for 22 shutouts.
But isn't that insane, like, how big of a gap that is with, like, shutouts for goalies and, like, in that time span? It's just fucking insane to me. It's nuts.
Yeah, because, like, I feel like it's not like they used to run up the score back then, but they were higher scoring games, don't you think?
Oh, yeah, for
and
sure.
then the other interesting part of it is they're the only fucking team outside of the 1920s in this list.
Right.
That's nuts, dude.
Almost.
And they have the rest of the season to go, so they could take the first spot if they get 3 more.
Literally almost 100 years later.
Yeah.
And we're
now
getting
we're seeing
this.
it again.
This insane.
And interesting enough, too, we're going to get into it, but the Flames are playing tonight, so if they can blank the Kings, there's another one, you know?
There we go. Speaking about the Flames and Kings here, this all comes with the help of Dallas Sutter behind the bench as head coach, who's also right behind Rod Brindamore in second place for the Jack Adams Trophy this season with 52 points. Tonight, Sutter returns to LA for the first time since 2017 to play against his former team. They haven't started yet. What time is it? 10:20?
That starts at 10:30, so in about 10 minutes that game will get underway. I think and I hope that the Calgary Flames will play with a chip on their shoulder for Daryl Sutter and get in there and really, work him over, win that game for him, and
right.
It'd be nice to see another shutout, cool. Man. I want to see them beat that record. That'd be nuts.
I want to see, me too. I want to see him keep going. Markstrom's another goalie that kind of came out of Vancouver and became a great. Markstrom was really good in Vancouver, and then he came to Calgary, and I think his game's gotten better. Mm-hmm. And then you have Braden Holtby. I understand that he came from Washington, but he also came from Vancouver. Had a shit year, and now he's in Dallas, like, standing on his head. We're going to be talking about him later.
Standing on his head might be pushing it, but
I'm talking about the save,
okay?
I'm talking about the save we're going to be talking about, okay?
All right.
But he's doing better compared to
They are
Vancouver.
on a 5-game win streak, so I'll give you that.
Mm-hmm.
I'll give you it.
Okay, all right. Am I good?
You're good.
Okay. Want to get this next one?
Sure. So Florida's Spencer Knight had 45 saves, the most saves in a game by a rookie in franchise history, and Florida is currently second place in the league.
I feel like there's a bunch of stuff going on, just like new records and new things being broken, especially in the past 2 weeks that we keep seeing. I was like, holy shit.
To piggyback off the game from earlier tonight, too, Buffalo and Florida, Florida ended up coming back 7-4, but Bobrovsky's playing tonight, and he lets up 4 goals in, like, the first period, I think. Maybe period and a half, but I guess he got it together. Florida's Joe Thornton also is now 12th on all-time point leaders in the NHL.
So, yeah, he just beat Mark Recchi to Jumbo Joe to put him in a list because he's in a pristine list right in front of Joe Thornton is Ray Bourque, if you want to just add names to that. Obviously, number 1 is Wayne Gretzky, who's no one's going to fucking touch him. And then Jaromir Jagr, Mark Messier, Gordie Howe, Ron Francis, Marcel Dion, Stevie Y, Mario Lemieux, Joe Sakic, and then you have Phil Esposito. He's joining an elite list with this, too. So good for Jumbo Joe.
Yeah, it's good to see him still producing and being able to climb the ladder. The next one, I think, is maybe 50 points above, if I'm not mistaken, somewhere like that.
Yeah, he's really close.
That's not really close for him, though. I don't know if he'll get those kind of numbers by the end of the season, and who knows if he's going to play next season. He's getting up there.
Right, for 30. Yeah, like 35 points.
35 points is actually probably feasible. If it was like 50, I'd say no.
Yeah.
But 35 points is probably just under 60 games left in the season.
I want to bring up Wayne Gretzky again, and you want to talk about feasible. Jaromir Jagr has 1,921, and Wayne Gretzky in first has 2,857.
Yeah, not
that
feasible.
fucking gap right there.
Not quite possible.
No, not at all. No one's touching
Maybe
that.
if you put Jagr's Czech League points in there.
Maybe.
And you have to consider, too, Jagr was part of 2.5 lockouts in the NHL. So there's those points to consider, too.
Take that, Gretzky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're not the greatest.
You're not the greatest. Fucking Jaromir Jagr is.
Yeah. All right, moving right along here.
That, but I'm not going to say it.
Moving right along here. The Islanders played at UBS Arena for the first time this season, and they were shut out by Toronto's Joseph Wall. He stopped all 20 of their shots in a 3-0 win, and this was the first shutout in the arena.
Wall's been a good little backup for Toronto. I think he's really been just kind of jumping in there and being like, I feel like I've seen him before. I like the Wall name. I feel like I've seen him somewhere. I just don't remember.
I feel like
Toronto.
he's like a Zach Fucale that you see all the time in the NHL video games for the minor league teams.
Yeah.
Like, I see him all the time.
Right.
I think that's where, but that's just my guess.
And I'm glad it's really making a mark. I mean, he's with Toronto, so I don't know if it's like easy to make his mark with a team like Toronto.
No, it's hard, don't you think? They fucking hate goalies in Toronto.
Yeah,
They run goalies and defensemen out of town, man. Look at Frederik Andersen. Look at the way he turned his career around.
Oh,
how he
yeah,
was in
you got a good point.
Carolina.
Mm-hmm. I like that.
But, yeah, it looked like he fits in well with the boys and got a nice water shower when he got off the ice.
Oh, yeah.
But sticking with the Islanders, too, they're having some COVID issues. Bavillier, Pellick, and Green, along with, 4 other players are on the COVID protocol list. So there were 7 guys that were placed on that. They've had a few games postponed through, I believe, November 30th. So a lot of COVID going around the league now. Kind of sucks to see.
A lot. Like, it was just like a little bit. I know we talked about a few episodes ago that was like, it's only like a handful, which is good. But now it's just kind of spreading.
Yeah.
You know?
Holiday season will do that too a bit, I think.
Yeah.
You know.
And these are all just protocol. And you don't know if they're tested positive. Like around this time, people just get the colds.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. They do announce it sometimes too when guys are on COVID protocol, like St. Louis, where Jordan Bennington has been placed on COVID protocol.
And they did come out and say he did test positive.
Exactly.
Too.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
So with him placed on COVID protocol, they had to actually call up an e-bug, Kyle Conan. He owns his own goalie mask painting company.
Mm-hmm.
Willie Husso is actually playing tonight, or played. I'll double check that. And they could not recall Lindgren due to cap space issues, and he'll be recalled tomorrow. So Conan is sitting on the bench. It would have been nice to see him play. And the Blues ended up losing 4-2 against the Lightning. So how would you feel being Kyle Conan, getting called up, and looking down the bench and seeing the Tampa Bay Lightning? That's like not the team I want to get called up to play against, man. Like,
I don't know.
My pants.
And the worst part is he signed for the Tampa Bay Lightning, so he's their e-bug that's playing for St. Louis.
Yeah.
So I wonder if he's looking over. And
but that's like Toronto, Carolina
imagine
too.
Imagine if he goes in too, something fucks up. Like he's like a David Ayers, and he goes in and he's looking at the Tampa Bay Lightning team. He's like, should I let in a few for you guys?
Well, that's what David Ayers was too. It was Toronto's guy for Carolina that played for Carolina.
Carolina, yeah.
So it's interesting to see, and there was a lot of issues with that when he won, but it's all hush hush now at this point because it's just blown over.
Yeah, it's well, I'll put so he's a 23-year-old mask painter. I'll put his Instagram down in the in the description for you guys. He played club hockey at Grand Valley State University in Michigan. If he didn't I think he played for the United States Hockey League too. I'm trying to figure out how these e-bugs become e-bugs. You know,
I've heard it has a lot to do with where you actually live too. If you're close proximity to the rink, that's high priority.
Yeah.
So it's like they kind of like rank your talent based on like where you live, you know.
And I feel like you gotta know someone. Like if we knew someone that worked for the Bruins that was just a goalie, and they're just like, you live in Quincy, like you're close, right?
Yeah.
I'm sure they'd be like, yeah, just come in, take a few shots.
Jesus Christ, no thanks. I'd get fucking torched.
Oh, I'd get fucking ripped. Do you think the players
It's just a whole nother level,
down?
Dude. Such a whole nother level. No, dude, they're trying to win. Points matter.
During practice?
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about in the game.
Oh, I'm talking about just during practice.
No, I mean they want you to see NHL shots. These guys can pick their shots though, so they're gonna let you feel the puck, get it on your pads and on your gloves, and not hit you in the fucking helmet or in the balls like when you're warming up with your men's league guys. You know? So, and that's a great thing because you get hit by one of those shots in the wrong spot, man. You're going down, and they might need another e-bug.
Imagine a Chara slap shot.
Yeah, right.
Oh, thanks, buddy.
And the last time actually St. Louis played Tampa Bay, Jordan Bennington let up 3 goals in 5 minutes and 29 seconds off some crazy shit. And one thing I mentioned about this, he is COVID positive now, so I'm thinking that potentially he was feeling the side effects of COVID at the time. Maybe he was getting sick kind of thing.
Maybe. They did come back. After that, Bennington just shut the door. And Tampa Bay won. The Blues won 4-1.
4-3, right?
So yeah, 4-3. We're going to talk about it, but I kind of do want to talk about it. What would you do in that situation for Bennington? It's 5 minutes and 29 seconds of just letting up 3 goals. That third goal, bounces off that side, and then kind of bounces right by a.
Well, if I were Bennington, I'd probably skate over to the opposing team bench and start swinging my stick like it's a fucking weapon. But
and no one would be like, this isn't off-putting. It's just Bennington.
No, I think like any NHL goalie, like you look at each goal and you learn from it and you move past it. You can't sit there and dwell on it because then you just keep getting lit up.
Yeah.
So you think about the saves, you focus on the positives, and you just reset. And that seems like what he did. And that mental midget got the job done. 4-3, big win.
I like the mental midget.
Yeah, you like that?
That was nice. Oh, yeah, okay. Moving on to the Columbus Blue Jackets.
Go for it.
We have the Blue Jackets. They show condolence to Patrick Laine on the passing of his father, Harry, as of late. That just happened this week. I don't know when he's going to be back. Obviously, there's no real time frame for this type of thing, but we do send our condolences here. More Columbus Blue Jackets news. Merzlikins and Korpisalo are out sick. Casey Sherwood fills in at practice today. Another, I had him down. He's a 36-year-old construction. He owns his own construction company. He actually had bear league that game, and they asked him how he was doing after practice. He goes, "I don't think I'm going to make it. I need an IV."
Yeah, it's a different kind of pace, man. Like even if you ever do like those little warm ups where you do like the iron cross and things like that on the ice, like your legs are burning in like 3 minutes flat, and these guys in the NHL can just do it all day long.
Just do it.
Nuts.
Yeah. Just legs of fucking steel.
Mm-hmm.
We've seen it. Have you seen it for the 3-on-3? There was this draft that came in for like 2 games when we were playing 3-on-3 years ago in Hingham. He was a New York Islanders draft pick.
Yeah, I remember him. He was pretty good.
It was one of those guys that, like, when you're on the ice and watched him, it was like one stride would take him like up and down the ice, and you're like,
effortless, not
holy
sweating.
shit.
He's just got like a fifth gear, you know. He's got something else that everyone else doesn't.
Right.
It's nuts.
Wish
Cool
I had
to see
that.
though. Yeah.
But here we are.
Here we are.
And here we are. Oh, you can do this. Want to do the Tampa Bay Lightning since it's your this is your forte?
Yeah, Braden Point is actually out indefinitely with an upper body injury. And Yanni Gourde actually stopped by while he was in Florida. So Yanni Gourde got drafted in the expansion draft to Seattle. Seattle is in town for a game versus Florida, and he stops in on his day off to pick up his Stanley Cup ring. Kind of interesting that he didn't get that beforehand.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I kind of thought he would have had it by now, but
I don't know with COVID and everything. I don't know if that had anything to do with it.
Maybe Corey Perry was holding on to it for him. Corey Perry's been on a heater too. I think he's on a 5-game point streak. I think it was 3 goals, 2 assists, or vice versa.
Yeah, Corey Perry's really found his game.
Yeah.
But to talk about that, I wonder if Tampa Bay Lightning was just like, well, we can mail this to you, or you can.
He probably wanted to see the boys too, to come back and celebrate, kind of thing.
Yeah,
I'm sure happy to be back.
Reminds me of nah. We'll move on from that.
You go right ahead with the next one.
Okay. So we have Toronto. Austin Matthews raised $134,000 for Men's Health, November to December 1st. Then shaves off the mustache and scores a hat trick. So he raised it for Movember. So Movember is awareness for men's health. And he set the goal for $134,000. Actually, I think he beat that. I think he was like over that.
Mm-hmm.
And then so he shaved the mustache. He looks different.
Yeah, I think everyone does when you shave their beard and mustache.
I think we're all used to the stash.
I forget what team we saw. Yeah, I mean, at first we were like, "Ew, why is he doing that?" But now it's like that's Austin Matthews,
awesome.
you know.
Yeah.
But there was an interview. I forget who it was. I think it was a Colorado player. Was interviewed and asked by the media member, like, "Oh, what do you have to say to Matthews after shaving his mustache?" And he was like, "I don't know. He looks like he's 10?" ? But like, I mean, what else is there to say? You know, kind of a weird thing for the media to ask. But yeah, he fucking blew up that game. The Leafs beat the Avalanche 8-3 that night with his hat trick. And Matthews, speaking of dusting the media.
Mm-hmm.
Matthews actually dusted Gord Miller when he was asked about media talking about Toronto's 5-on-5 goal scoring. He says, quote, "I could care less what you guys say, to be honest with you. No disrespect." Fucking savage,
The
dude.
way he said it, too.
Yeah,
was
man.
just like
he says no disrespect, but it was all disrespect.
it was all
dude.
disrespect.
Can't
Guys.
stand
Listen,
Toronto
I don't
media.
give a shit what you think.
Yeah, nuts.
I'm going to do my own thing. I'm here to play. That's it. You can say whatever the hell you want.
I'm here to play 82 games, and if we go a little further, maybe like four to seven more.
Yeah. My name's Austin Matthews. That's all you gotta fucking know, buddy.
While we're there too, I might as well just hit this one. Colorado. Nazem Kadri had 19 points through 9 games this season. I didn't see if it went further, longer, whatever it was, but damn, was he on a fucking hot streak. He was scoring some nice goals too. It's cool to see. That's it.
That's it,
buddy. Nazem Kadri's fucking cracked at Fortnite. That's all I got for you.
Yeah, I kind of slid under the rug with this one. I mean, there's been a bunch of news, but Nazem Kadri is just like kind of another one, just doing his own thing and just be like, don't care about coverage. I'm here to fucking play some hockey, dude. We got Edmonton with Leon Draisaitl. He is the first Oiler other than Gretzky to get 40 points in under 20 games. Can you say this dude is on fire? You said Edmonton Oilers are on fire.
Yeah, they are, man. They're looking really good. I can't wait till the playoffs start so they can suck again. They're on a 3-game winning streak, 7-3-0 in their last 10.
We're talking about Edmonton, not Toronto.
No, Edmonton does that too. It's just like the plague of Canada. That's just what happens to them. Have to get their own division to make it to the Stanley Cup Finals. But moving right along here.
It's insane to me. Like, 10 years ago, we had, like, Edmonton Oilers fans, like, throwing their jerseys on the ice, talking shit to the players. Like, so...
Why is that insane? They do that in every Canadian market. Vancouver's burned jerseys, burned cities.
Do you remember when Edmonton
Toronto
was,
threw a
like,
jersey on the ice?
The worst of the worst, and now they've gotten to, like, where they are now, like, one of the better teams.
Dude, it literally took one player, too, because of how nasty Connor McDavid is.
Yeah.
It's nuts.
Isn't that nuts? And then add to that, Edmonton's Chris Russell becomes the first player in NHL history to reach 2,000 blocked shots.
Goddamn warrior.
Holy shit.
That's a stat that no one really looks at and gives a shit about, but, like, that's fucking insane, dude. Getting hit with 2,000 NHL shots. Like, I wouldn't want to get hit with one. This guy's a legend.
Fuck no.
This guy is John Tortorella's, like, fucking little teacher's pet kind of thing, you know? Guy would love him.
Because we know Tortorella loves his goalies, right? Yeah. If his players can block shots, that's all he cares about.
Yeah, that's all we need.
Right.
Pack it in.
Yeah.
That's like men's league strategy. I watched episode 8, Mic'd Up with Matt, just came out. There's the team you're playing, you have 10 guys, they have 6, and you're like, wow, they're really coming out. It's like early in the game. That's a fucking strategy, dude. If you're short on the bench, you just go in guns blazing. You get up like 2-0 if you can. 1-0's fine. And
that
just
way, when you're dead at the end of the game,
and then just fucking pack it in, dude. Just stand in front of the net and just don't let anything in. That's it. That's how you win that game.
Strategy.
It was close. They lost 4-3.
Yep, they did.
Oh, spoilers. My bad. Ruined the episode.
No, that's cool. So San Jose news, we have GM Doug Wilson will take a temporary medical leave on day-to-day activities. Assistant GM Joe will be filling in. A lot of moves here. Bigger news from San Jose, which I was like, there we go, finally. Evander Kane was placed on waivers and assigned to the Barracuda. Rumors of a trade being worked on with San Jose, and they're willing to eat half of his salary for it. Focus on playing this season and hasn't spoken to his San Jose teammates. All this finally kind of disappearing, or is he going to be back in the league?
I don't know about disappearing. I think he might be like... I could see him becoming the next Mike Hoffman. Do you remember there was a big incident in Ottawa with Mike Hoffman and Erik Karlsson? A couple seasons ago. He was
Probably.
I don't want to get into it on air. It's pretty bad, honestly.
Yeah.
But Mike Hoffman has kind of rejuvenated his career and turned it around and, been more of a quiet player off the ice. And now is really letting his game show for himself. And not to lump him in with these kind of guys, I guess. But I see him, Kane, Hoffman, a lot like Matt Duchene.
Mm-hmm.
Matt Duchene's a very quiet player, and his game doesn't speak as much as it. His game is very good.
Yeah.
But it doesn't outweigh some of the stuff that has been around him in the media, kind of. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Right.
So that's all I got. What about you?
I do want to go back to the Leon Draisaitl and with Gretzky. I forgot I had more notes on that. So to really put an emphasis on Leon Draisaitl being the first Oiler than Gretzky, he's got 20 goals, 40 points in just 19 games, which, doing the math, is a 172-point pace. Leon Draisaitl, again, I feel like that was good to put in there because I feel like
Yeah,
it's news.
I mean, you don't see players get 100 points in a season anymore, so it's insane to think that he's on pace for that. You know what I mean?
Right, exactly. Want to move on? Oh, should I do this one because it's my guy here? So Matt Murray also this week was placed on waivers and sent to the AHL. Matt Murray is So let's go through his record right here. So he's 0-5-0 with a .826 save percentage, a 3.26 GAA. He also has 2 years remaining on his $6.25 million contract. So he was sent down to the Wilkes-Barre Scranton Penguins to play there. Will this help him out? Like, is this gonna last time you see him in the NHL? Is it gonna be like?
I don't think so. I think Ottawa has no other options. Like, worst case scenario, they're gonna eat half of his salary and trade him, kind of like what San Jose is looking to do with Evander Kane.
Mm-hmm.
But I think $6 million is a lot of money for a shite goalie. Like, I don't know what you're going to do. So you send him down to the AHL. You let him get his confidence back, work a little bit. You know, it's honestly, it must be such a big confidence boost for an NHL goalie because the gap from the AHL to the end is that big that when an NHL goalie goes down there, he probably does really fucking well. And he's like, wow, all right, I'm getting in the rhythm. I'm getting in the groove. I can feel the puck again. And now I can get my game back when I come back to the NHL kind of thing. So hopefully we see him to come back for Ottawa because I think it was the GM that said that the rebuild is over and it's time to start winning. You haven't really built anything, buddy. Like, you got your young guys, but there's a lot more work to be done.
Oh, yeah.
Like, Drake Batherson's looking really good. Obviously,
100%.
Kachuk. And now if Murray can get it together, you got to build from the back out. It's got to be defense and goaltending and then start from there.
Like you've just started, basically. So,
they've been rebuilding for quite some time, but the rebuild seems like it's actually going to start working
that's
now.
what
you know
I'm
what I
trying
mean?
to say.
Yeah, you're about to get started on a real rebuild.
Mm-hmm. So let's move on to our friendly neighborhood Montreal Canadiens here. So the Canadiens have 12 points in their first 22 games, are off to the worst start in franchise history.
Which is fucking terrible to hear because of how long this team has been around.
It's fucking awful. I brought this up to you, and you actually had a good reminder for me. You were just like, well, there's a bunch of players that are out, and I'm going to go through a list of players that are out that this kind of makes sense in a way. You have Shea Weber, defenseman, who's out with the ankle injury. You have Cedric Paquette, who's a center that's undisclosed. Carey Price is out with a knee injury / mental health. Joel Teasdale, left wing, is out with a knee injury. Paul Byron, left wing, with a hip. Byron. Joel Edmondson, defenseman, who's undisclosed. Josh Brook, defenseman, with a knee injury. Matthew Perreault, center, with eye injury. And then you have Jonathan Drouin with a left wing with a head injury. And that is a list and a half to be missing.
And if you think that's bad, now you add in the two trades that happened or the moves. Philip Deneau went to the LA Kings and Corey Perry went to the Tampa Bay Lightning. So it's just bad news bears for them. Like, there's nothing that you can do. I think that the injury list is obviously a big concern, but last year's run to the Stanley Cup, I don't think that was like meant to happen kind of thing. Like, they're one of those teams that got there and it's like, holy shit, we were right there. Kind of like the Devils that got there once and the Rangers that had a couple deep runs. Like, I don't necessarily think those teams should have been there almost, you know?
Right, exactly.
That's my personal opinion, but, you know.
Like, yeah, you just said it, but yeah, Montreal just somehow made it into the finals. It's because Carey Price and just the team itself was just clicking. You're hot at the right time.
Exactly.
Yep. Moving on from Montreal. Actually, not moving on. We're staying on Montreal because of all that, Scott Mellanby resigned as assistant GM. Marc Bergevin, Trevor Timmins, and Paul Wilson are all fired. Rumor of Daniel Briere high on the list for GM role, which I found interesting. Actually, it was funny because I was just thinking about Daniel Briere. I was watching the Buffalo Sabres game. I think I was on Instagram, and Buffalo Sabres put up a thing. You know, they put the logo, and they asked, what's the name that comes up when you see this logo? And I was like, Danny Briere. Remember?
I see Briere, and I think Flyers, personally.
Really?
Yeah, I think Flyers for him.
Interesting.
That's just me, though.
Briere, especially with, like, you call it the yellow hamster logo. I always think
That's
of
what you call it,
Danny
bro.
Briere. I thought you called it yellow hamster.
No, I didn't know
logo.
what you were talking about when you said that the first time.
Oh, really? Still love that jersey, by the way. It's fine if you don't, but I don't know. I like it. Maybe it's a throwback for me.
Yeah, he had 4 years with the Sabres and 7 years with the Flyers, 5 years with the Flyers. About the same. Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
But it's later. So you remember him from like 02 to 07.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking 07 to 12.
Okay, gotcha.
Oh, sorry, 07 to 13.
To 13.
But, yeah.
Interesting. But yeah, I don't know what they're gonna do. Literally last year they did a whole coach revamp, and now they're just doing it again. Literally a year later, what's the move here?
One issue that you see with the Montreal Canadiens, they refuse to hire. It's kind of weird. They refuse to hire coaching staff and GM staff that don't speak both languages. You have to be able to be like bilingual and speak French and English.
English, yep.
I think it's kind of silly personally, but moving right along.
When you're in Montreal.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
When in Rome.
When
in LA, Brendan Lemieux was ejected after biting Brady Tkachuk, and he was followed up banned for 5 games.
Mm-hmm.
He'd been pretty good. It seemed like Tkachuk was kind of fuming.
Yeah, Tkachuk, he had a face where it didn't look like he was like faking it at all. He looked like he's like, damn, he fucking got me good.
Yeah.
All I can think of is the Kyle Burrows and Brad Marchand shit. Remember that?
It's Alex Burrows, right?
Alex Burrows.
I think so.
And
And he's coaching for the Canucks now too.
not nuts.
Yeah, crazy to think about.
But yeah, damn, got him pretty good. In slow mo, the zoom in too.
Yeah.
You're like, oh goddamn.
It's like heat of the moment. It's like when the blood's boiling, you don't really know what you're doing. You can't, not like blackout, but like you kind of like just do whatever you can.
Yeah.
Guy's got his hand in your face. What else are you gonna do?
Right.
But at the same time, like you don't fucking bite someone, dude. Like what are you doing? You know what I mean?
No, you don't.
So I don't know. There's 2 sides to it, but I don't really understand either of them.
It just is what it is. But for like a biting, it's just weird. And to
Yeah.
get them that hard, you know.
Yeah. Grown adults biting each other. Kind of weird.
Cool. We're going to move on to New York Rangers. Artemi Panarin throws a glove at Brad Marchand. He was fined $5,000, and it's because Marchand said, no one in Russia likes you, which is what set him off. Actually have, if you want to keep going off of that, I have notes for that.
The quote was funny when there was rumors said that Marchand said something about Russia, and everyone was like, "Oh shit, he was probably an asshole because it's Marchand." It's like he probably fucking said some shit,
Right.
and he's like, "All I said was no one in Russia likes you." And the other part of the quote was, "If that's what's setting guys off nowadays, this is the softest league ever," or some shit like that. Hilarious.
So they asked Artemi Panarin what he thinks about the $5,000 fine, and he said, "But thanks to the old GM for $11.6 million, I'm good." Just that was it.
Dusted, bro. Here's my
Like,
wallet. Don't care.
Here's my fucking pocket
Don't care,
change.
dude. I'll take $5K.
I'll
That'd be
throw
nice.
another glove at Marchand.
Marchand was then suspended 3 games for slew-footing Vancouver's Oliver Ekman-Larsson.
Oh.
In slow-mo, it looks really fucking bad. I think fast play, it doesn't look good, obviously. Like, he shouldn't have done that.
Nope.
But I think a part of it is how small he is, too. Like, they've said that a few times. But just the fact that he's that much smaller, he's trying to get in tight with the guy, and, low center of gravity gone under him. Kind of sucks to see. 3 games. I believe it was his 7th suspension, so that's kind of nuts.
Yeah, so 3 games, again, for Oliver Ekman-Larsson. He also forfeits, which I kind of want to, double check, but this is what I read. It was $91,875 in salary. That might be right.
That's just, his salary is, let's say, $9 million.
Because he's not playing.
He doesn't get paid for games that he doesn't play, so that's why he loses that money. It's not like he's, giving it up, here's $90K.
Yeah. It's a lot of money missed.
It is.
For us.
Yeah, for us.
So another Bruins little news we got going on. Jake DeBrusk requested a trade through his agent. He also scored tonight versus Nashville. I feel like it's normal for just a player to just be like, hey, listen, I kind of want to get out of here. I don't know if he just... All he really said was just I feel like a new
change of scenery.
Change of scenery is going to help him out, which is nothing. He's not saying anything bad about the Bruins. I think it's just for a hit as a professional and for you want the best for you, right?
Yeah.
But I think for not him, but I think it was just classless because it was that next game with the Bruins. They were at home, and he got the puck, and the Bruins fans were booing him, and I'm like,
I don't think it's classless. I think any guy that sucks at hockey for the past 2 years and then says I need to go, I don't see a problem with booing him. I don't know.
Your own teammate, your own
player. Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't have been one to boo him, but I don't see it as being classless. I think this guy sucks and he wants out of here. Like, fucking go, dude. Great. Bye. Here's the door. But the funny part was when he announced that, I didn't expect him to come back and play. So it's cool to see him get a goal against Nashville, but it also shows you where his head's at. I need to raise my, stock price and get on the scoreboard before this trade.
Right.
I kind of thought he wasn't going to play again because he said that to the agent. It became news. And then he had to play that night because he had already skated in practice. That's how it works, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
If you skate in practice, you're in.
Yep.
But I didn't expect him to come back and play the next game, so kind of funny. And also, score update too, no shutout for the Flames against the Kings tonight. Kings are up 1-0 in the first period.
Oof.
So that's all right, though.
God damn
We'll
it.
get him next time.
We'll get him next time.
You have a little thing on the defenseman for Bruins, right?
Yeah, another. So Jacob Zaboral deleted social media, says he was getting roasted every day. Says
That's
it really
hilarious.
cleared his headspace to get off. I don't know. For anyone who follows me, like, I just got on Facebook again because for the podcast to put everything up and stuff and like to promote this. But I'm not like a huge fan of social media because it brings out like the worst of people. I feel like when you're like behind a screen with like a keyboard where you could just say whatever the hell you want, thinking like there's no repercussions.
Keyboard warrior.
And exactly. And when you're a professional athlete, and Jake Saboro, who's like, I don't know, he's just okay, and you have like these fucking
Like I said with Toronto, man,
fans.
they're trying to run out the fucking young defenseman that's trying to hold his own, and like, why you got to single him out like that?
Yeah, exactly.
They're probably sending him like clips of himself, like, bro, what are you doing, bro? What are you doing, dude? Play defense. That's your guy. Pick him up.
No, I just realized, I think I did the same thing this week.
Oh yeah, to Buffalo. You like fucking tagged the Sabres, didn't you?
I tagged the Sabres. Yeah.
Sucks to suck.
Wow.
Fucking dick.
What,
The
what-
Sabres,
what-
the
what was
Sabres are gonna
thing?
delete their social media.
Right? It's just
Why you
brought him out
bullying
of
me?
Why are you bullying me? What's the quote? Where just like, don't judge anyone until you walk a mile in their shoes.
Yeah.
Should I do that for like the Buffalo Sabres? That I just realized like what I did as I said this. I'm like, yeah, why the hell did you do that? And then I was like, no, I just dusted the Buffalo Sabres.
Yeah, you dummy people when I send you highlights too. Like there was you sent me one actually of the Canadians like celebrating having a good time in practice. You're like, yeah, sick guys, 29th in the league. You guys suck. But it wasn't like you tagged them. You just sent it to me. I thought it was hilarious.
Oh, okay.
I'm like, bro, what are they supposed to just be miserable all the time?
I think mentally it's because like there's just a random fucking team. It's not the actual organization. It's just like a social media team looking at this, seeing the tag, maybe even seeing the tag post, being like, "What the fuck is this asshole?"
Yeah.
So it's not like I'm actually going. But if it was like, if I was tagging you or someone that I know is gonna see it, then
Yeah.
I wouldn't pull the bullshit. But yeah, it's funny.
That's
I
funny.
guess I do it in like a certain way. But I don't know. It's the podcast. Like you saw those photos.
Oh yeah,
of
you got to
Buffalo, right?
interact.
You
Yeah,
gotta
and it is
interact.
funny. I mean, they've always had weird photos of them come out. Like there was one face-off they lined up, guys taking the draw in their own defensive zone, and then the other 4 fucking players are stacked in front of the net.
Yeah.
What are we doing
What are
here?
you doing?
What is the play call?
Are we back to square one with
Like
you guys?
that's the short bench men's league strat. 4 guys pack it in front of the net, win the face-off, lose it. Who cares? Just don't let it in the net.
Meanwhile, the one guy that kind of plays just kind of skates right by him. So moving on from that, Arizona Coyotes, Karel Vejmelka has his first career shutout with 45 big saves right
Going to
there.
work.
Going to work. He's been going to work since Arizona didn't know what the fuck to do during the offseason there.
Dude, both those goalies in the AHL, they must have been like, holy shit, the NHL guys are both gone. We're going up. Like, let's go. And then they're like, oh shit, we suck.
So, Vejmelka's been doing pretty good for such a shit team. I did want to bring him up because that week before, he actually had his first NHL win. I know it's taken a while, but when you're an AHL goalie thrown into, I would say, the starting position for the Arizona Coyotes, he's been doing absolute shit. I'm sure he's had to like revamp his game to be like, all right, I feel like you got to get like yourself in like a different mentality with these games. Be like, all right, well, I got to probably not going to win, but let me try my hardest.
No,
let me figure
you don't
this
get
shit
into that
out.
mentality. You get in the mentality of just stop the next one. Just do my job,
Just
stop
do
the
it,
next
stop
puck.
the next one. Moving
Yeah.
on.
Doesn't matter if there's 90 of them. I'll try and stop the next one.
So good for him. I'm sure something like this is making him better as a goalie too.
Absolutely. This
Yeah.
is like when you're at men's league and the other team's peppering you. You're in your own zone the whole game. They're putting 60 shots on, and you guys lose like 6-0. But the other guy's down the other end and wins with a fucking 4-save shutout. Like sick, dude. I'd rather be me than him.
Dude,
you know
I
what
fucking
I mean?
had that the other week.
It's so boring, isn't it?
This dude had like, I think we got shut out 2-0 or 3-0, and the goalie maybe saw like 3 shots because
Yeah.
they're just down.
It must be so boring for them. I wouldn't want that. No
well,
fun.
he was selling at the end.
Well,
Like,
they won, and you got a shutout. Why wouldn't you?
like, dude, as a goalie, like 3 save shutout. Like, all right, calm the fuck down. Just
Shutout's a shutout,
go
buddy.
back to your locker room, will you?
He wins. He wins, you lose.
Don't even need to
End
air
of
out
story.
your gear, you fucking.
Don't even
sieve.
need to air your gear. I love it, dude. Tell him that in the handshake line.
Yeah, good luck airing out your gear, you fucking sieve.
Oh, man, that's great.
Oh, you want to do this one?
Sure, yeah.
Rick
Dallas's Rick Bowness, the coach of the team, has coached his 2,500th NHL game, the most in NHL history. That's fucking insane.
That is awesome. Good for him.
2,500 divided by 82, man. I'm going to do the math
Do
real
the
quick,
math.
see how many seasons that is.
You're
You
the
can-
you're the
can go
math
on
guy
with the
here,
next one.
buddy.
Yeah, I can't do that, dude. That is 30 and a half NHL seasons.
Holy shit.
Is that for real, dude? That's fucking insane. Oh, well, playoff games, too.
Playoff
so
games.
Let's call it like 29,
20.
maybe 28.
25? No, yeah.
No way.
28,
82
28.
playoff
Yeah,
games
like
is like
28.
shaves one season
Yeah.
off, you know?
28.
That's nuts.
So up next is Rod Brindamore. Coach Rod Brindamore was fined $25,000 for inappropriate conduct towards officials in a game against Washington. Yeah, so as it gets the sorry, that happened on on November 28th. This is the second time he was fined the same amount back in August of 2020 for criticizing the refs during a double OT loss to the Bruins during the playoffs. He's actually up for the Jack Adams Trophy this season, number 1 on the list for 63 points. I know we just talked about Daryl Sutter, who's number 2. You really changed my mind about this. I remember I said this. I'm like, yeah. I was like, I don't like this at all. I'm like, you should just calm down. But I think this is. Oh, you know what? We might have had. This is. We might have had a different, actually, thought on this. But
Yeah, I don't think I changed your mind. I think you saw another video and changed your own mind.
yeah, that might have been it. Because I feel like this is like passion for like Rod Brindamore. Like, it depends on what he says to like a ref. Like if you say something fucked up, like yeah, okay, you deserve this shit. But I feel like as a coach, you're trying to put your team in a good situation at all fucking times to win a game. And if it's a shit call, it's I don't know, to lean back and just take it. It kind of shows like you fire for like wanting to like win games. If you're like, hey, you know, just really kind of yell at them. But there's really give and take with this. But this could be the reason why he's fucking runner-up for the Jack Adams Award, too.
So my way of looking at it, I don't know anything about the story at all. So, like, I don't know why he was yelling at the ref, what he says, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
There's 2 sides to every story. So until, like, we have the full picture, we can't really judge it. But the way I look at it, right, he's allowed to talk to the referee, express his displeasure, and you know, just not, like, it's not about, like, how he handles it. It's honestly all about what he says and what he does. Because if it says inappropriate conduct towards the officials. When I hear that, I think of abuse of officials.
Yeah.
Because you can verbally abuse a referee, and I think that's what it is. If you're
Yeah.
going to charge a guy $25,000, he had to have said something that was over the line and just being an asshole. He can yell and scream all he wants, but I mean,
But
I don't
if
know.
it's like
So like I understand the passion, I understand that aspect of it, but it all depends on what was said and what
was said.
happened.
Exactly.
But the other one, the way I look at it, this right, you see players getting fined $5,000, which is the league maximum. This guy is different than a player because this is a direct employee of the league and he's representing the league directly. So his actions like this, like, reflect against the league. Even though the players do too, it's separate because they're an employee of the NHLPA, not an employee of the NHL, kind of, you know? And then the other one, so this is yelling at the refs. The other $25,000 fine was for criticizing the referee job during a playoff game, which is after the fact.
Yeah.
So that's, I think the main reason he was fined was because he directly called out a specific ref, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, I'm fine with both of them, honestly. Like, I just don't know the whole story and I can't really get in on it.
So moving on from the whole Rod Brindamore. So this is actually the same game. That same night with Rick Bowness, who coached his 2,500th game. Stars goalie Holtby had his 293rd win, which passes Jacques Plante, which is 292 wins, for most wins in NHL history through first 500 games, which is insane. Insane.
That's nuts. It's a big milestone.
And you just brought up, too, Holtby with that cruddy year that he had in Vancouver, yet he still has this little, he's still passing Jacques Plante right here, which is another fucking insane thought to have.
Yeah, and even though the Stars are on a 5-game winning streak, they're 11-7-2. I was about to just eat my own words. They are off to a good season and a good start, so it's good to see.
Right.
And they're going with Holtby and Hudobin, right? So what's up with Ben Bishop right now? Injured? Fucking as usual?
He's injured, yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah,
fucking guy sucks.
So they had a 4-1 win against the Hurricanes. The Hurricanes, we'll add to that, too. So they had a 4-1 win against the Hurricanes. The Hurricanes had 40 shots on net to Dallas's 17 shots on net. So it wasn't like an easy win for...
Wait, Dallas won 4-1?
Yep.
And they had 17 shots.
And they had 17 shots.
What the fuck, dude?
And then
four goals on 17
and then
shots.
Holtby got fucking peppered with 40
like
shots on net.
750 save percentage. Jesus, dude, that's terrible.
And to fucking add to that, those 3 crazy saves that he had that night too.
Yeah, that was nuts.
The pad stat, everything.
Yeah.
3 like in a row.
Crazy.
Insane. That's highlight rail for like the next 10 years.
Yeah, him and Demko have been popping up left and right with these highlight saves.
Unreal.
Vegas, we actually had a Jack Eichel sighting. He was skating on the ice. It looked like practice ice, and hopefully he'll be returning soon. But it was good to see him back out on the ice, getting his feet wet and getting the job done.
Yeah.
Next up, Anaheim's Troy Terry's point streak ends at 16 games. 2 weeks ago, we talked about this kid, and I think he was at 16 games when we recorded. So that must have snapped either the night after or the night we recorded. But Anaheim is still looking very hot. I love to see it. I'm telling you, they're going to win a fucking cup at some point. 13-8-3, 6-4 in their last 10, man. The kids are all right.
Nice. Good man. Good man.
And we have some confusion at Vancouver Canucks practice the other day. Matt's going to tell us about.
Yep. So they had a lot of confusion during practice. So they had a 2-on-0 drill, but with the wrong mix of players at both ends, and people in the stands heard JT Miller yell, "We don't know what we're doing," which is not a fucking good sign for a professional hockey league.
I also don't understand how you don't know what you're doing in a 2-on-0 drill.
2-on-0 drill.
If it's 2-on-0, you go up ice and you pass.
It's the wrong. Well, JT Miller is also like, it's just the wrong group of guys. Like he's mixing like defensemen and like left wings, and it's just all fucked up. And JT Miller's like, what's the plan here? What's the goal? Like this isn't what the practice is.
Yeah.
And Vancouver Canucks, buddy.
Yeah, they aren't looking so good. Is JT Miller a captain of the Canucks? I'm gonna look it up right now because that's a big thing for him to step up and do.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can go on to the next thing. I just think it's good for him too. He's an alternate. Oh no, fuck. It's a good thing for him to step up and actually take responsibility of the practice and be out there and say it. Mm-hmm. He is an alternate captain for the Canucks. So
speaking about stepping up and doing something, not something we have written on here, but today, which is December 2nd. Today marks the day 1993, I think we saw. That's when Patrick Waugh came back on the bench. Had the magic words with the GM at the time that sat actually right behind the bench, which was cool as shit.
That's
weird.
Kind
of interesting, yeah. And it was like, I think he said this is the last time I'm playing.
Yeah, he's like, I'll never step on the ice in Montreal again.
Yep, something like that.
Yeah, I think they left him in there for an 8-0 game, right?
Yep. And that was his famous like give up with the hands up. Carey Price did that too. So, day in history today.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yep. Do you want to do this? Moving on to Seattle with the Hayden Fleury incident.
I have no notes on that, buddy.
No?
No, sir.
I thought I gave you it. No.
Yeah, you told me just put that down so you would take it.
Okay. Oh yeah, that's right. Well, talking about fuck you. Hayden Fleury gets assessed a tripping call. Tells the ref that it's a shit call. And as he's sitting down on the, there must have been something going on that this is why I want all plays mic'd up during the games, because I would pay primo to like watch those games, because the ref after he does the call for like the fans and everyone, he skates away, turns back to Hayden Fleury, and like 3 times tells "fuck you," just like "fuck you," and I'm like,
savage, bro.
You have to do something to piss a ref off like that,
dude.
Unreal.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
Can
not,
you do
not a
that?
good look. Huh?
Can you piss off a ref like that?
No, I wouldn't. I'm not an asshole.
Just brutal. And then we have okay. We'll do sad. We'll do sad and then end good. Is that what we want to do? Yeah.
Whatever you want to do, buddy.
Okay. So then we have news here that I feel like should not be left by the wayside. I feel like the more we talk about this, the more awareness it gets, the more that it's not swept under the rug and that it happens. To this day, by the way, Mark Connors, who's a 16-year-old goalie with the Halifax Hawks, says he was target of racial slurs at a hockey tournament and PEI. The Halifax Hawks president, Spyro Bokalis, has decided that none of their teams will play in any further PEI tournaments until the matter is settled. Hockey PEI has launched an investigation into this. The Halifax Hawks will be wearing anti-racism decals on their helmets in support of Mark Connors. Halifax Hawks are a under 18 AA team. So Mark Connors, I didn't want to write it, but he was getting it like on and off the ice from like parents and kids, like N-bombs, like just thrown at him, and it's like it's shit that should not happen. I feel like I keep fucking talking about this shit between like the natives and like black players.
This is more than just the fucking parents being assholes and being involved and like getting into it with the players and the refs and other parents. Like this is fucking pure racism and it's fucking terrible.
It's fucking disgusting. I'm so glad the president Spyro Bokalis was just like, nope, fuck this. We're shutting this shit down until you guys can act like human beings, you know. And I'm glad an investigation's going into this, and I hope they fucking catch the people that did it. And we feel sorry for Mark Connors for going through this. Actually, PK Subban actually put something about this today or yesterday, so it is getting through, and it's just a rough story to hear. But I feel like you can't. It's rough, but it's something you shouldn't sweep under the rug. Like you should really put this out in the light and say like this shit's still going on, and people need to know what's still going on. You know?
Yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
One thing that I like to see in the NHL right now, the interviews during warm-ups is fucking incredible. Have you seen them?
Oh, yeah.
So I think I mentioned it a few episodes ago about the Keith Yandel interview while he's skating around. He couldn't really hear them the first time. They're still working out the kinks. But Paul Bissonnette was interviewing Austin Matthews on the ice. And didn't get dusted by him, which is good. But was just shooting the shit with him, and it was really cool to see. I just like how casual it is. Matthews skating around, having his warm-up, enjoying himself, and the interviewer is able to, you know, kind of like inside the glass, but while they're getting ready for the game.
Nice.
It is nice, man.
Got the hiccups?
Yeah, I do. How about some skate talk here? Nike put out, or no, not Nike. I think someone made concept art for Nike skates, and they look hilarious. They look like Air Jordans.
Yeah.
But as skates, would you wear them?
Fuck no.
No, I wouldn't either.
No,
not for me. But
no,
I think like
the guys who wear those wear fucking tinted visors in their league games.
But they would look sick with them on.
Yeah.
I think so. I just wouldn't be the guy to do it. What do you think about the new Bauer Connect 2022s? These skates have buckles, and they look like fucking ski boots.
They look like ski boots. I don't know. I'm kind of all for this.
Because Matt can't tie his shoes.
Because I can't tie. I normally have Dave Blanchard on my team tie my shoes.
Perfect.
But
what a guy. Dude, if I had someone to tie my shoes, I'd be very happy.
Well, you know how fucking easy it would be to just like how quick you put on like your skates now.
The only thing I'd be worried about is like if you get a puck off of it and it just like breaks the buckle.
Yeah.
And like you can't get it back on. Now you're done.
Because they're already having problems with the trigger release for the blade.
Blades? Yeah, you see that in the NHL too. Happened to Tuukka Rask. I've talked about it before. But yeah, it's kind of fucked up.
It had just recently happened to someone else.
Yeah, I remember that.
Kemo Kakinen? Am I wrong?
He was able to get to the bench quick. I forget who it was.
I can't remember who it was, but yeah, it's the thing. Like the technology, especially with Bauer, is trying to make everything like just quicker and easier. And we're there. I feel like we're getting there, but at the same time, it's just like we're seeing some kind of.
I feel like back in the
defects.
day, you heard a lot of the players raving about the pump skates. You ever use the pump skates?
No.
I think that like
all
people
those
loved them for some
9K
reason.
Reebok skates.
Yeah,
those ones.
They had pumps, and I think people loved them for some reason. I don't know.
I don't know.
But,
I know exactly what you're talking about. Like kept everything like nice and tight.
mm-hmm.
I don't remember that talking about that. I don't know. I would definitely give them a try. But yeah, you're right. The buckles.
I'd demo them. I wouldn't
off.
want to spend $600 on them and then have them suck. You know what I mean?
Yeah, true. If you think I want to call them 600, I'm thinking 900 maybe.
Oh yeah, sure, whatever.
Yep.
I'm not spending more than fucking $5 on skates. Fuck you. Gonna play it again. Get them for $80.
And for our last bit of news that I put up on Instagram, and I want to talk about it again. We talked about it before, and it's Aaron Frankel, who's on absolute fire. The Northeastern University women's hockey team is actually leading the NCAA in shutouts with 7. We're going to bring that up with Markstrom and Dan Vladar. And the majority of it is coming from Aaron Frankel. So she's got 6 shutouts in 14 games, by the way, with a .966 save percentage and only allowing 12 goals in those 14 games. Unbelievable. So I can't wait to keep following this and see how far she goes. We've already had we've already put her as a topic of discussion.
I think it shows how good she is.
Yeah.
And how good the tandem is. And I guess there's 3, right?
There's 3 goals, yeah.
Interesting. But it is cool to see. I mean, Northeastern has one of the best hockey programs in the country. So, good luck to them. And I hope the season just continues to roll.
Right.
Kick some ass.
Exactly. And with that said, that's it. That's 2 weeks worth of a bunch of shit.
Interesting right here. I was just looking at the scores to give you guys an update. The Flames were up 3-1 over the Kings, but now I'm seeing 2-1, so I'm wondering if a goal was disallowed.
Ooh.
But yeah, 2-1 over the Kings right now. Let's go Flames. I love to see it.
Nice. Good job, man.
Who's your favorite Canada team?
Ooh, that's a good move. So what do we got? We got Vancouver, Calgary, Ottawa, Winnipeg. I don't know. I'd say Toronto.
Toronto?
Yeah.
You like them over Montreal? I feel like you'd be a Montreal guy.
I mean, I like Carey Price, but
Yeah.
I don't think I'm a Montreal guy. I feel like I'm more of a Toronto guy.
I don't think I have a favorite Canadian team.
Now you got me thinking.
I mean,
I've met-
growing up, I always thought you were a Montreal guy.
I've met fans from like both Toronto and Montreal, and both I love to death, man. Like they have the rivalry there. Like I'll wear my Bruins stuff to like in Toronto or Montreal, and they just like jokingly, but like really be like, fuck the Bruins and fuck you. But like it's just great because it just adds to everything, and I just love it. Great fans. I don't know. I guess as a whole, I love Carey Price. I don't think I would consider myself a full Canadiens fan, although
I didn't ask
him.
who you're a fan of. I said who's your favorite.
That's
Canadian team,
what I'm saying. I think,
Yeah.
and I think that breaks down to Toronto. I think I like the Maple Leafs.
Interesting.
Yeah. What about you? You don't have one?
I don't think I could pick one. Like
Calgary,
I like Ottawa because I like where they're heading.
Edmonton.
I like Calgary because they're hot right now, so I wouldn't say Calgary because I'd never think about them. Edmonton's nasty with McDavid, but no, I don't like them really. Vancouver, I don't really like since the last Bruins Vancouver rivalry, and they've sucked since then. Montreal, I don't really like too much. Carey Price, I'm not a huge fan. Winnipeg probably would be the first one I would say.
Yeah.
I guess.
Interesting. Speaking about favorite Canada teams, you see the little girl from Connecticut that I sent you?
Yeah, savage, dude.
She went to her school first pitcher day?
Yeah.
And she's wearing a Connor McDavid Edmonton Oilers jersey. And I thought she was in Edmonton, and I was looking into the license plates, and it's all Connecticut. And I'm like, she's a leg. Fucking
Savage.
love her. Yeah.
That's cool.
I put a photo of her down there, but
When I did my senior photos for high school, I wore a Bruins jersey.
really?
Yeah.
Beast. I don't think I've ever. No, I've never. I think I've worn like a shirt, but not like a jersey or anything.
What do you mean you never worn a jersey?
For like a picture day?
Oh, for picture day. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Most parents don't really allow that.
Unless you're in Canada. All right, you ready to do this? By
Yes,
the
sir.
way, I'm not a fan of this Dogfish Head. He gave me the whiskey sour. It's what is this? It's lime and cherry, which is not my real go-to.
Yeah, I don't think you've had like a sour before. Have you had a sour?
No, I never had a sour.
Sours are really good. I used to do Di Serono sours back in the day. Those are bomb.
Really?
But it's basically sour mix and whiskey.
Interesting.
Sour mix is like the same thing as like margarita mix when you make a margarita,
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
All right, let's do. I forgot what the hell shot this is.
We
by
have
the way.
Soko Caramel.
Oh, fuck a duck.
We're really getting through the shitty liquor in the bottom of the basement.
Are we really getting through?
Oh,
the
we're
shitty
getting
liquor?
through it, buddy. We're going there. We don't need to buy any nips or anything, too. It's great.
We don't.
Maybe for the before Jesus Christ. Maybe for the Christmas episode, we'll break out a nip that we like rather than suffering and punishing ourselves.
Maybe for the Christmas episode, we should open up that. Was it China or Japan?
Oh fuck you, dude! No, I got Baiju from China. We're not opening that.
We're
not opening that. You can have some. I'm not drinking that shit.
Why is it just like
It's foul.
Does it clean like the bottom of boats?
Foul. Nothing cleans the bottom of boats.
Except that. I'm gonna have that. We're both gonna have that.
I'm not having that, dude. You can have some.
Cheers, buddy. I like your titty cup, by the way.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Lake Winnipesaukee.
Oh, actually, that's not bad. What is SoCo?
Southern Comfort.
Yeah, I know, but like, what is it?
Southern Comfort.
Like, not rum. It's
I think it might be rum.
Rum? I'm trying to like figure that out. Whiskey?
I don't think it's whiskey. Doesn't taste like whiskey.
Might be rum.
Let's look it up. You talk about something. Watch any good TV? Don't
Don't
talk about anime. I'll fucking slap you.
Anyway, so for the past 2 weeks, I kind
It is a whiskey.
It is a whiskey. I'm sitting there trying like tasting it. I'm like, it tastes like a whiskey. Ugh. No
Tastes
shit.
like fucking caramel.
Interesting. There's these two. I've already said this before. I'm a huge World War II guy, and it's just kind of funny to find stuff that like I haven't seen before. And these two movies that I haven't seen, and they're both based off of like actual events. There's one, and I can't remember the title of because I watched it 2 weeks ago, but it's based off of a death camp that they had in Poland, and one of the guys worked for Goebbels for the propaganda, so he took photos, and so when he was taking photos and something they didn't want, they told him to get rid of it. But after a while, he's like, no, this is evidence for, like, everything they're doing. So, like, he risked his life to, like, save photos.
Damn.
And so, like, at the end of the movie, they showed, like, the photos he took of everything, which is cool shit. And then the most recent one is actually, like, another photo, but another true story about the Forgotten War is what it's called. And that's when Germany held, like, the Netherlands. And, like, there was, like, this kind of part of the Netherlands where it's just, like, kind of like an island or whatever that they just held. And another part of like the resistance and everything and photos and so it ended up being a German soldier, a woman who worked for a Netherlands woman that worked for the Germans, and a Netherlands I guess part of the resistance.
Yeah. Yep.
They all three of them in this war got together because what was going on, they all just kind of connected, and so the story is where they had the photos, to prove that this was going on, but they knew the Allies were coming, but they were stuck, and so the woman who worked for the Germans was able to steal a map that was like updated and everything, and her and her friend, who was also part of the resistance, she died. She was shot by a German.
Are you spoiling this at all?
Not really.
I don't know why you spoil it, just for the listeners.
Not really. But yeah, but the whole story is like her getting to like the Allies. There's a lot of shit that happened in the movie.
Okay.
It's really fucking good. It's called
The Forgotten War, you said,
The
right?
Forgotten War. It's actually a German film. It's dubbed and subbed in subtitle. It's actually really good. If you're a World War II guy like I am.
Nice. That's good.
Anything for you?
Been watching Narcos Mexico. I think I've talked about it on here. I fucking love that show. It's so good. The original Narcos is my favorite. Mexico is really cool because the new season is in the 90s, so it's got a lot of like closer to relevant stuff kind of. And then started doing Christmas movies, dude, with the baby. That's great. I
Like Die Hard?
Santa Claus is coming to town. And we watched the new Grinch. This is one that came out in 2018 by the same people that did
how is
Despicable
that?
Me. It's awesome, dude. Wicked funny.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Nice.
I was saying to MK, I was like, the best kids movies are the ones where like the main character is just like a fucking dick and everyone around him is hilarious. Like everyone else is so happy, like lovey-dovey, like the Grinch, Shrek, Despicable Me, like all those movies. The main guy sucks. He's like an assoul.
I think as
But
an
it's
adult,
just
like
so
you
funny.
understand it. That's
It's like,
why.
yeah, it's like the heel that Squidward is in SpongeBob. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? You're
Mhm.
like, man, I relate to him.
I gotta watch that. But my favorite Grinch is the Jim Carrey one.
That one's good,
He
yeah.
nailed it. It was so good.
Yeah.
But I gotta get ready because I feel like there's already Christmas movies being pumped out left and right.
Yeah.
24 hours on some
Yeah.
TV.
They are.
channel right
Oh,
now.
yeah. The second that Thanksgiving's over, man.
We're gonna be hearing Mariah Carey everywhere we go pretty
Can't
soon.
stand that. Yeah, there's Christmas music in some of my liquor stores. It's just the Mariah Carey one that I don't like personally. I don't mind Christmas music. It's fine.
How much money do you think she makes?
She has a royalty on that, actually. There
That's
was
what I'm
a
saying.
thing about it that I forget. It said the number.
Good for her.
Yeah.
We hate it, but she's making money off of it, so good for her.
Buku bucks.
All right. With that said, take us out, buddy.
All right. Thanks, everyone, for listening. If there's anything you want to see us cover next episode, let us know. Our links are in the description, and we'll see you all next week.
Peace.
Peace.